If you've spent any amount of time either in the drama or the Twitch politics community, you've most definitely seen conflict arise, both over political differences and, arguably, fundamentally different perspectives of the world. In my last video, The Bizarre World of Twitch Politics, I took a look at some of the interesting and, of course, bizarre figures inside the Twitch politics community, and illustrated a couple of arguments I intended to come back to in a future video. But something else thoroughly unsettling caught my eye. A conflict that's been brewing in the background of the political sphere for the past year. A war between the commentary and the politics sphere. And believe me, it's going to get bloody.
The list goes on of these awful drama YouTubers, and the reason that channels like me and Tom get a bad name is because these people are just degenerates.
It seems like they're a group of people who doesn't spend much time thinking very deeply about subjects they talk about. They seem like a group of kind of like bloviating idiots.
Leftists need to infiltrate the YouTube drama community. The YouTube drama community is at best marginally center left-leaning, and at worst full-on like reactionary alt-right, like with Keemstar.
YouTubers say shit like this, but the only reason he's saying it is because he knows the majority of his fan base will side with him.
You know who else is scared? Ironically, Keffels is.
After I released my previous video, I received some interesting and insightful criticisms that I thought about before making this video. I also had interesting conversations with streamers ChudLogic and KidNotKin, in which we discussed the video, and also discussed some interesting ideas for future videos.
Fuck you, KidNotKin!
But during these conversations, and watching the polarized reaction to my video between commentary and Twitch politics audiences, I happened upon something that I had missed, something that's been too often ignored, or completely left out of the conversation. Lately, the Twitch politics community is shifting gears towards covering more drama content. It used to be only a few years back when Donald Trump was president that there was a new crazy political story every day.
I'm Sinthe. I'm a left-wing politics debater on a Twitch channel called The Crucible. It's run by Big Papa Fascist or Andrew Wilson, if you know that guy. Twitch politics at the moment, because of like you mentioned Donald Trump and the lack of an election cycle, there's not really much to talk about. There are occasional things that happen in the news that end up being kind of relevant, but none of those feel like an existential threat like Donald Trump's presidency did, so like you don't get the same kind of viewership that we used to.
The times where Twitch politics usually succeeds is when it gets to be the counterculture, where merely existing can be characterized as a brave attack on the establishment. However, America is not currently in an election cycle, and a run-of-the-mill Democrat is currently in the presidency, meaning that content on the politics side is starting to dry out.
Hey, I'm Phenomiks or Phoenix. I'm a Twitch politics debater / streamer. Twitch politics is definitely going downhill. With the election of Biden, a much more boring president, and much less news, and the failure of some of the heads of the Twitch politics community, the whole thing's been going down.
Watching streamers like Vosh talk about the latest H3H3 drama, or post videos about the Johnny Depp defamation trial, sometimes feels like watching a Russian soldier survive off of rations and food scraps. Slowly, but surely, it appears that the Twitch politics sphere is searching for content beyond their space to survive. And where is the grass most green? The commentary community. Because the commentary community is so broad, and also partly because their involvement and reactions will generate content on their own, most new popular YouTubers you see today are getting their foot in the door with video essays geared towards said audience. And just as Twitch politics felt itself fading away, it got its lifeline in criticizing commentary's coverage of drama and reaction content based off of the situations currently popular in the commentary community.
Well, I'm Sondsol. I like to play video games. I like to argue on the internet. I usually describe myself as a as a sock dim slash progressive slash, depending on who you're talking to, maybe a neoliberal. For one, we have a really slow news cycle because we don't have a literal brainlet in office who wants to appeal to the lowest common denominator. So we're not getting, arguments over the wall anymore. So I think that they're kind of branching out to do drama content or to try and find other communities to be a part of. Like, for example, Stardust and me, I'm trying to get into the commentary community a little bit because I like that kind of combative environment.
Mostly because drama content seems to be evergreen, right? It seems like no matter what's going on at the moment, there's always something going on with the drama community, and people like to go back and hear the drama of YouTubers from like a long time ago. Like, people still give a fuck about like the Tobuscus drama, right? So there's that evergreen aspect to it, which means viewership is pretty stable. There's also the aspect of it, which is the commentary drama is something that most Twitch politics people think they can do better, just because commentary people are kind of dumb.
Some recent examples of crossover from both sides is the Keffels drama and the Kami situation, which hit Destiny's stream and was subsequently covered on other streams. Take a look at any Twitch politics streamer's YouTube catalog, and you'll slowly start to see a shift away from politics as they incorporate commentary into their own news cycle. Commentary is also guilty of the same potential mistake, as the drama they choose to indulge in each day becomes more and more steeped in politics. It's not surprising the Twitch politics community got a whiff of it. However, for reasons I'll get into now, these decisions could end up being fatal mistakes. We've seen communities on the internet clash before, like 2B2T versus the numerous YouTubers who've posted videos on their edgy space, subsequently flooding the server with 12-year-olds. Or commentary YouTubers getting into conflict with controversial and ego-driven gaming streamers. Regardless, these communities never do the same things. They never seem to merge together in any fashion, and they never need to focus on their own conflicts to keep their community alive. However, Twitch politics is a much different and much more unfortunate case. As we've proven throughout this video, Twitch politics has seemingly intentionally put itself on a collision course with commentary, with the content they cover sometimes being completely identical. I believe Twitch politics has a fundamental difference from commentary, not only on how they report drama and news, but on top of that, completely different senses of humor, perspectives on important issues, and views of the world.
Well, I'm Augie. I'm a drama commentator, I guess, in the commentary community. That's, I guess, what I'd describe it as. I just cover, like, stories on the internet. I talk about stuff that I find interesting, whether it's, personal conflicts or big situations that people are talking about in, like, I guess, the sort of YouTube pop culture sphere. And I don't really take too much of it seriously. I'm just kind of here just to have fun. I think a lot of people in Twitch politics sort of gas themselves up and pretend to be a lot smarter than they actually are. I think a lot of people have this sort of misguided view of politics where they think, oh, if I know how to out-argue somebody in my sphere, that means that I'm smart or intelligent, and therefore I'm more superior to other people. I think this attitude is like the death of a lot of Twitch streamers, because in the Twitch politics community, if you lose a debate, it doesn't kill your career immediately, but it kind of just takes away any ability you have to present yourself as mentally superior to other people when you enter a debate that you're not prepared for and you come out looking like an ass. Because then anytime you sort of exhibit, and a lot of them do this, they copy Destiny and his confidence, right? Destiny's very confident and he's very cocky, but usually he's able to back up that confidence with, a greater understanding of the topic that he's discussing. I think the big difference is that they believe they are fighting for something greater, whereas most people that cover commentary and drama, we know the shit that we're talking about at the end of the day is pretty stupid, right? And a lot of what Twitch political streamers cover is stupid as well, but they think that they're fighting for causes that are going to change the world. I was talking about this a little bit with Vosh and Keffels the other day, and Vosh explained that political streamers directly influence American politics. And I paused him and I was like, do you really think that? And I'm not here to say that, Vosh and Destiny or Hassan, they don't have, some great level of influence with online politics, because they absolutely do. I just think the real world is vastly different than, what the internet would make you think that it's like, right?
I am a very famous commentary YouTuber. I have like 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know. See, the difference between like this political like commentary and like gameplay or commentary community, like, first of all, most people in the commentary community don't take any of this really seriously, right? I mean, we just talk about like stupid, dumb drama, but people in the political sphere, they take this stuff very, very seriously to the point where, I don't know, it becomes a little extreme at times. First of all, I'd say the people involved with commentary are not really politically knowledgeable, they just like edgy jokes. Maybe some of them are a little like right-wing, but most of them are not very political. So oftentimes when the two merge, there's like a disconnect there. And people on the Twitch side will see someone like Turkey Tom, for example, and think he's like this crazy like alt-right person when he's just like Turkey Tom, basically. But the audiences are definitely completely different. I mean, obviously most people watch commentary are not going to be very politically knowledgeable, but the people who watch these Twitch streamers, they're usually very, very obsessed with this political nonsense. Yeah, I've definitely seen that with like Xanderhall recently. He's been moving in on my turf, but I honestly don't really have a problem too much with it, although it could become a problem if these people start, like, I don't know, gaining a much larger audience.
I think, the difference is like fundamental, right? When it comes to Twitch politics, the sense of humor is different. When it comes to commentary, it's like commentary people aren't under the impression they're doing activism. Twitch politics people are, and the Twitch politics people have an impact on people's votes. Commentary people don't. These are just like the ways they view the impact their content can have. I think Twitch people hold themselves to a higher standard, and I think that the commentary community just doesn't.
I think that the commentary community is really, really interesting to me. I don't necessarily love or hate it. I think that the best word to describe my feelings towards it is to say that I'm just like very interested by it, because it's such a different culture than I've ever seen online. The way that they decide to like engage with topics in a certain way, the way that they all have like a communal kind of like, we'll all jump into a voice chat together and we're all making content off of this. I think that's really cool. And I think that it's something that I would like to see, replicated in Twitch politics, but I know that will never happen because people want to destroy the other sides instead of just like make content off of them or with them or whatever. So
commentary, as we found out, is a fundamentally different community to Twitch politics in many, many ways. So it stands to reason that Twitch politics putting itself on a collision course with commentary is a pretty bold decision. But there are aspects of this conflict most haven't touched on. There are exceptions to both, but commentary has an often blunt approach to reporting the news and inflammatory and widespread controversies. For example, the Call Me Carson situation. This approach is actually quite useful, not only in dismantling disinformation and quickly spreading a consensus throughout the internet, but also keeping up one of the biggest facts about the commentary community. They just don't care. Twitch politics usually likes to stew on things a little longer than commentary, analytically going over drama and discussing it. However, this form of discussion also has its downsides. It can come off as preachy and self-righteous, and turn off otherwise attentive right-wingers you could convert to your positions. Despite getting pushback for this take in my previous video, in a lot of the interviews, most seem to position Twitch politics as believing they are doing real activism. But really, the important point is that when you have two communities that hate each other and are moving so rapidly together, you're kind of asking for a conflict. However, there's a different side to this potential conflict that we're missing. What if this were to actually serve a greater purpose? As Twitch politics and commentary streamers become closer and closer in similarity to each other, a conflict could arise. It could be sparked by the smallest flame like the Keffels drama, or it could be lit up by something much bigger. Regardless, this future controversy could serve to kill the worst parts of both its participants. Depending on which traits expire and which dominate, in a year or two from now, we could end up with a much different landscape for content creators than we have now. The Twitch politics community and the commentary community have completely different audiences and communities, and despite uproar from both sides, they continue to push closer and closer to each other through no fault of their own. Twitch politics and commentary are both motivated to push towards each other, not only to generate content, but to keep each other alive. It's a parasitic but mutually beneficial relationship. However, when two completely opposite forces clash, it's not an unreasonable perspective to have that there might be a conflict. To the Twitch politics streamers watching this, who don't believe Twitch politics is starting to cover more commentary content, may I remind you that you are in fact currently watching a commentary video. But there are ways to absolve yourself of this crime.
Subscribe to Dingo and follow Dingo Posting on Twitter.